Hello YouTube, and welcome back to another Project Friday video. Oh, don't start. You were perfectly fine a second ago there, Ara. No, were you Tally? You're Tally. I can see the tail. Don't ask how I know. I'll show you in another video at some point. Now, I'd like to say that I have unfortunately had another, sorry guys, another bad week. So I have not, unlike last week in which I had time to do stuff, this week was more of a, I've had a really shit week. There's no other way to put it, or politer way to put it. I am afraid. And all I've managed to do is base coat the Abomination, who is not showing up on the camera. There we go. So, yeah. Not a lot. I think I managed to get more of this done actually, because I don't think I'd finished this last week, so I've got one inside done, 2, 3, and I started on the 4th side. So technically we're about halfway there on the white. Okay, so, whoops. One day I will get used to doing this. So we're going to carry on the white and, well, creamy, screaming, scully colour. And I'm going to have a bit of a ramble at you, as I normally do, about what kind of things, probably not what kind of things have gone on this week, because I honestly don't want to. Thank you for those of you who have been here for me, who actually have been really helpful and spoken to me. You are my lifeline, and you have my eternal thanks. But anyway, that's a bit too much information. Let's carry on. Okay, so couple of things. Right, so last week, something I did want to cover is now, as most of you will know from watching my videos, I am actually pagan. I haven't really covered much. My channel, I've been posting videos for almost 2 years now. Well, not really. I've been posting videos properly for only about a year, maybe. Still not getting out there much, but that's beyond the point. So, yeah, those of you who remember me from well in the beginning know I'm pagan. Now, last week I was suffering from an awful restlessness, and when I say awful, it was so bad I felt like have you ever felt so uncomfortable in your own skin that you thought you should be taking it off and doing something else with it? And just scratching it off because it wasn't yours, it didn't belong to you. I'm getting it a bit now just talking about it, but it's going to be easier for me to get rid of. And I'll explain why in a second or two. Now, I wasn't the only one in my friendship group having this kind of feeling, and I figured out why. And it does link in kind of to paganism, in the fact that it was because of the blue moon. Now, lots of people are going to suddenly go, oh, I don't believe in that kind of stuff. Okay, fine, that's fine, it's your belief. It's my belief that it does have an effect on certain people. Especially as someone pointed out in one of the Facebook groups I am part of, that how can it affect anyone or be affected or cause an effect on us, blah 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 blah, because if we were living in the moon calendar the way we should, you know, pagans should be, it wouldn't affect us. It has no special power or ability. However, I would like to refer you to the previous 2,000 years of, yeah, at least European, I'm not sure about anywhere else, lifestyle and choices. Probably not yours, not deliberately yours, but in medieval times you would have had to have been a Christian. Well, you wouldn't have had to, but most people survived by being a Christian, a Catholic, whatever you want to call it. And we've also spent pretty much, roughly, I say roughly, since about the Roman times, we have had this 7-day week system. And therefore, and it's this calendar year system, us as a people have probably been programmed in some way to follow the whole, you know, blue moon kind of thing is really, really important. And so yes, even though we are pagan and we should be following the lunar cycle, this is why I believe that the blue moon is actually a very powerful moon for pagans, and can be used to do an awful lot of magic and stuff, but it also can have a very negative effect on certain people. It seems I am one of those people. Now I know blue moons happen once a year, pretty much. So that's saying once in a blue moon means once a year. I will keep a rough eye out on it if I remember, which I probably won't. You guys remind me. And next year I'll let you know if I am affected again. Now, I need to actually let you know how I figured this out. Right. Now, it started on Friday. Well, it started on Thursday, to be honest. I felt a little bit restless. Not too much so, and a walk fixed it. You know, as it normally does, if I get that restless, I go out for a walk. I come back from my walk, and I'm normally pretty much fine. You know, it doesn't bug me. I've sorted myself out. I've got myself a little bit sorted and happier in whatever was making me restless, which I often can't put my finger on. But this carried on then over into Friday, in which I was, you know, making the video and just suddenly got so restless I couldn't finish the video, and I really apologise. That was really unprofessional of me. Well, I say unprofessional, but you know, it wasn't very nice of me to just up and run off the way I did. Really sorry guys, but I needed out, so I went out the house for a really good long walk, and I came back and I was still so frantically restless. It was really quite awful. I had to sit down and actually force myself to get involved in Elder Scrolls Online to stop it. And by force, I mean whenever anything else started cropping up, I kind of ignored it for a bit. And if any of you were trying to talk to me on Facebook, that was why I probably ignored you. I'm really sorry, but if you pulled me away from that, you were pulling me back into this. So I'm sorry. I meant to cause no offence. Oh, also last week I ordered a staff. Right, but I'll get into that in a minute. Also, 4th side complete. Yay! I get started on the 5th side. Actually, we'll start on the inside, which will be the 5th side. Because I find the insides are a little bit quicker to do. But anyway, so yeah, it was just awful. I couldn't pull myself out of it. It wasn't sorting itself out. It wasn't getting fixed. It was just, oh god, it was terrible. I slept really quite fitfully that night as well. And then Saturday night, again, it was terrible. I could not get comfortable in bed. I kept kicking around. I felt like I should be, I don't know, doing a lot of different things to try and stop it, and it just, nothing worked. Well, something worked in the end, but I'm not going to deign to write that in a video. Yeah. Some of you have enough minds that you can come up with what could have happened on your own. I'm neither going to say if it's right or not, but it was awful. Did not enjoy it. And I should have done, because as I said, the blue moon, despite the fact that as people pointed out, is technically just a part of the normal calendar for us, it's actually got a lot of import to, you know, culturally as a whole, for a lot of people without realising it. So that's why I think it has a lot of power. I could be wrong, but it's an interesting little idea. Please do message me and tell me if you felt it the same way, or if you got out in it and were perfectly fine. Then tell me that too, because it could just be me, and it could be that I didn't actually get out to go and see it, so it went a bit psychotic on me. So yeah, the blue moon caused me some little bits of turmoil last week, because it was 3 nights, and it was over the 3 nights where the moon is, you know, at its fullest before it starts passing into gibbous, or whatever you want to, I think I've got it right. No, before it starts waning again. And today my feet are just going dead. Oh damn. It's a bit warm. It's been really sticky. So yeah, hopefully this week this coming week I'm hoping to get a lot more done, dusted and out of the way. I've made some good progress on Bink as well, so the next time you get to see a video on that, it will be a lot further along than we were, which will be nice. I hope it'll be nice for you guys anyway. Sorry guys, I'm going to have to get my hand in the way to paint these bloody ribs. Something really cool is happening later this month though. My friend Moose is coming back from America. Her real name isn't Moose, by the way. Neither is it Point, which is the other name you'll hear me calling her from time to time. Her name is Sarah. No. Sarah is awesome. I miss Sarah lots, and I really look forward to seeing her at Renewal later this year, which is again very, very, very soon. So anyway, other pagan thing that happened last week. My friend, another friend of mine, by the name of Wendy, is amazing. She makes lovely leatherwork and lovely, lovely, lovely staffs. And she posted one up on Facebook last week that she was working on. I'm not going to link her to put her link to her homepage in the comments below, but I am going to put a link to her leatherworking store. I'm not sure if she's 100% open because she's not done very well recently, but it will at least give you an idea of some of the work she can do, because she's a lovely, lovely leatherworker and she's a lovely lady. She's also a high priestess, so if you're interested and you haven't got one of your own, please introduce yourself first. Don't just jump on her. That normally ends badly on every front. And no one likes it when things end badly on that kind of front, do we? Right. But yeah, so anyway, she posted up this stuff and I saw it and went, ooh, I'll message her about it. Just because, to see what kind of thing it's like. She wrote a rather cryptic message saying, I'm not sure whether I should put what the new owner wants on it, or whether I should just go with my instincts and put what I want on it. So this staff will be up for sale soon, she said. I was like, oh, I will message her about it. And I did. Oh god, I need to move. I actually have a dead leg now. I'm not doing so well on this today. Probably because I should really be trying to learn to thin my paints down. I'm not rushing, but I do apologise. Anyway, yeah, so I messaged her about this awesome looking staff, which is amazing looking. It's going to be a little bit taller than me. And we got talking, and I said yes, I was very, very interested, and if she was selling it, I would like it very much, because I really would like a ritual staff for my workings, mostly when I move. Oh, come on, leg. I really need to find somewhere better to do this. Maybe I'll start sitting on my bed again. She said, okay, we'll work out prices and stuff in a minute. If you're interested in it, what kind of thing would you want on it? And I was like, I was really, really intrigued and interested to see what Wendy had been wanting to put on it herself. So I asked her about it, and I got told that she was going to put a rearing horse on it. Now, earlier that morning, I'd been asking Loki, as some of you may know, who is my boss, about like what my totem animal was, because it's a subject that always really, really interests me, and I'm always drawn to one of three animals normally: a fox, a wolf, or a horse. I don't know why, but those ones are ones that really, really call to me. If you show me anything with a horse on it, I will be more drawn to it. I don't know why. I do love horses, as I'm sure you're aware from the fact that I've shown you my video of my Little Pony collection. But there's a different story I could tell you, which explains a lot, probably. But anyway, and I had seen the staff and said that I think it should have a horse on it, but I wanted to see what Wendy wanted to say first, and it appears we had the same idea. My lovely, lovely, lovely boss was not being particularly subtle, as Wendy put it. Because he wasn't. I did point out that he wasn't always the god of subtlety. Sometimes when you're working with Loki, he will slap you really hard with some truths that you don't want, and you have to learn to deal with it. Because that's what he wants you to do. Tough shit if you don't. But he can also be very, very protective of those that are his. I'm not going to lie and say it's easy. I'm not going to lie and say that I get all along with him the best either. It's been a severe wake-up call with him. And I'm sure he's still not happy with me over a lot of stuff. But, you know. I'm only mortal. Sometimes we do need a slap. Right, I'm going to keep going until I've got this little tiny bit finished here. And then you can stop listening to me blather on. Now, hopefully this week I will get a bit more painted. I'm not supposed to be spending so much time train hopping next week, as far as I'm aware, which means I can actually take my paints into work a little bit more. Because if I'm train hopping, as I like to call it, I cannot carry my big box in. If you want to see my project box, I actually have a proper Games Workshop project box because I really like it. Well, mostly it's because I like the staff in my local Games Workshop, so I kind of like buying from them because I like them having a job. But I can't carry that into work really, unless I'm willing to take on a huge wheelie thingy onto the train. And they give you weird looks if you're a young person with one of those. I don't know. I don't understand why. So, yeah, hopefully next week you won't have to see too much of the white being put down, as the saying goes. Because in 1 second, I'll just get the other side of his neck done. There you go. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 out of the 5, sorry, because I forgot the back. Out of the 6 sides done, so there's only this side left to do. And once this side's done, it's time to stick it all together, and we can start hopefully painting something a bit more interesting than just bone. I mean, when I first started painting this, I was so uber happy with it. It's kind of similar. Well, that is supposed to go kind of in there. I say supposed to because I've probably done something wrong and wrecked it at some point. It would not surprise me to have messed up. In fact, I'm pretty sure I have at some point, but I will fix it when I get there. And I will fix it. It'll probably be a bodge job though. Okay then, guys. I hope you have enjoyed my maybe possibly slightly informative rambling about paganism and that kind of junk. But he's on next on the painting table vlog. So hopefully he'll have more than just his pink base coat. He looks like he's going to be difficult because there's like shreds of cloth all over the place. But